You can feel the pressure creeping on your skin. The traffic in your head is moving way too fast. You're just trying to find a peace that lasts. Is the air you're breathing feeling thin? Is that old anxiety settling in? You force a smile but you feel the weight of all the things you fear and all the things you hate. So come on down, find a little peace where the noise can't stop and the worrying cease. You can lay your burdens down, let your heart unclench. There's a seat here waiting at the open bench. It's a safe spot to rest, no need to pretend. You're not alone, you can find a friend. Welcome to the open bench. It feels like a park on a quiet afternoon, underneath the branches of a sleeping silver moon. It's like an old-time chessboard sitting in the sun, waiting for a game to be begun. A simple hello from a stranger's face, two people connecting in a public space. There's no prize to win, no score to keep, just a place to share the secrets that run deep. So come on down, find a little peace where the noise can't stop and the worrying cease. You can lay your burdens down, let your heart unclench. There's a seat here waiting at the open bench. It's a safe spot to rest, no need to pretend. You're not alone, you can find a friend. Welcome to the open bench. It's hard to be vulnerable, it's hard to be seen, to show the world the places you've been. But healing doesn't happen when you're all alone. It needs a little kindness, a softer tone. So take a deep breath, let the walls come down. There's a hand to hold in this part of town. You are heard, you are seen, you are understood. Yeah, come on down, find a little peace where the noise can stop and the worrying cease. You can lay your burdens down, let your heart unclench. There's a seat here waiting at the open bench. It's a safe spot to rest, no need to pretend. You're not alone, you can find a friend. You're not alone, just breathe it out and breathe it in. Let the conversation begin. Welcome in to the open bench with your host Dave.
There you go. Welcome in, everyone. Second night.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Tonight we are going to be focusing on resilience.
Yeah, we want to hear from you guys. You know, what is resilience to you guys? Like, what's something you might have been through in your life that you had to get through? Something really tough. You know, something that was a real struggle that took a lot of you to get through. It took a real fight to get through. That's what we want to hear about and discuss tonight. I gotta mute this stuff again because I'm hearing myself 3 times.
But yeah, so the reason why Dave is hearing himself so many times is because we are live right now on Kick, on YouTube, and Twitch. So wherever you're tuning in from, thank you for being here, being a part of this. We couldn't do this without you guys. Topaz says she
Okay.
doesn't like how the song just whispered Dave to her.
What happened?
I'm picking up some kind of weird feedback too.
Yeah. I hear like a different voice altogether coming back. Give us a second, guys.
Yeah, Dave, you should have every. I'm definitely hearing it from you.
So what do you want me to do?
You need to have everything else muted, but just me and you talking. Give us just a second, guys.
The alarm clock rings, another day begins, and you can feel the pressure creeping on your skin. The traffic in your head is moving way too fast. You're just trying to find a peace that lasts. Is the air you're breathing feeling thin? Is that old anxiety settling in? You force a smile, but you feel the weight of all the things you fear and all the things you hate. So come on down, find a little peace where the noise can't stop and the worrying cease. You can lay your burdens down, let your heart unclench. There's a seat here waiting at the open bench. It's a safe spot to rest, no need to pretend you're not alone. You can find a friend. Well,
All right, sorry about that, guys. Just some technical difficulties. Streaming's so much fun. uh, but yeah, like we were talking about tonight, we'll be talking about some like resilience. You know, just kind of different things that people have gone through in life, and if people want to come up and share their stories, we'll have times. We'll have a lot of time for that tonight. We'll leave kind of more of an open floor tonight. Um, but and like I was saying too, so all technical difficulties aside, we are on Kick on YouTube and on Twitch right now. But the main focus of all of this too is our Discord, right? That's where all of this that's the whole focus of this, right? Is building that community in the Discord. What's
Yeah,
going
like we
on
said
there?
last time, if you guys want to come up and talk and share with us, you have to do it through the Discord. That's how Aaron could bring you guys up.
Yes. Yeah, we're hanging out right now. We have a live stage room going where people can sit, they can hear us in there. We can bring you guys up through that and talk about whatever and just hang out. Welcome in.
All right. So resilience, guys. You know what is resilience? You know what is resilience, and what does it take to show resilience? Right. Um, it's to me, resilience is when you're down and you're out and you're down for that, you're down for the count. You don't want to stay down. You got to pull from within. You got to pull deep. You got to think of ways to get up and get off the ground and get back on track. Especially when you're dealing with stuff like addiction, right? Because then you have that extra component in there. It's not as simple as, oh, I can't pay my bills this month, let me just pay them. Now you're fighting another demon altogether, right? When you have addiction involved, I'm sorry. It adds more to the struggle. You have to dig deeper because you have that external component coming into it. Part of this whole mission with Open Bench and the Discord is to give people that additional help and support if they're down. Today I got 2 phone calls. Yes, actual phone calls today from people. One apologized, because people know how I feel about phone calls, and but people are going through it right now. They're going through a real struggle. One of the cases I was talking to today, I don't mean to say case, one of the issues today, we've talked about in our past lives about narcissism, right? And when you're with a narcissist, what a different beast that is, right? Because there's no rationalizing, there's no logic when dealing with the narcissist. And a lot of times they want to use pawns. They want to use your shared children as a pawn to get their point across, to have their control. And the person I was talking to today, um, she's trying to better her life. She's trying to live a clean and sober life. And her toxic partner doesn't want her to be that way. He doesn't want her to be on her own accord with her own mental strength. And she's having a hard time dealing with him trying to keep her down, right? So she really has to dig deep. So what did she do? She reached out looking for help, right? For you that don't know my story, I am a recovering addict. I'm 7 years sober from alcohol, and I had an opiate problem long before that. And talking to people who can relate to you, people who've been there before, that is something that you should be using to help you get through struggles and stuff, right? A lot of people dealing with narcissism don't realize that they're actually dealing with a narcissist. They've become so trained to believe this is normalcy, this is life, this is how it's supposed to be, that they don't realize how they're being mind fucked, right? And that's what happened here. Um, Through the conversation, I do think that she has the strength to get through. Why do I feel that way? Because I can tell she wants it, right? She wants to be sober. She wants to be clean. And that's a motivating factor, right? People can't just have resilience. They can't just have strength. There has to be something that pushes that strength, something that motivates them to want to get through that struggle, right? How many times have you been down yourself and you'll say, who's down and says, you know what, I want to stay down. You know what, I'm depressed. I really want to stay this way. Nobody. Nobody wants to stay down. Nobody wants to struggle. Nobody wants to be depressed, right? So this is where the resilience comes into play. This is where your internal strength and these external sources like us, like Open Bench, come into play. They have to give you that motivation, that drive, that resilience, there's that word, to get through your struggle. So tonight, we'd like to discuss with you guys and hear from you guys examples of your worlds and stuff that you've been through, and what's happened in your life that you thought you were down for the count, right? I brought this up last night, and I'm asking everybody in the room, how many times have you been knocked down and you stayed down? How many times have you been knocked down for the count and you stayed down? The answer is we all have the same answer. If you're hearing my voice right now, the answer for all of us is zero. None of us stay down for the count because we're here. We're talking, we're up, we're living, we're trying to get better every day. We're trying to live our lives the best that we can, right? So all of us have never stayed down for the count, and we all have that in common. So we want to hear from you guys. Tell us some stories. Let us know, what have you had to get through that you thought you were going to be down for the count, but you weren't. Yeah, yeah. And we were saying last night, Aaron, if people think about it, right? Nobody wants to struggle, obviously. Nobody says, you know what, I'm gonna graduate college and my goal is to struggle with everything. Right? Nobody does that. But what's funny is we don't realize how thankful we are for our struggles until our backs are against the wall. When we're in a situation, we're in an instance where we're facing a fight. We're thankful for our past experiences with struggling. We're thankful for those down times because it tells us, I can get through this. I can get through this. And I know it because I've done it before, right? And we've all done it before. None of us come from an easy life. And to be honest, nobody should want to, because no strong person came from an easy past. That's that's just the way it is. So if anybody wants to share with us, let us know, what have you been through? What's going on? What's is there anything currently going on? Something you've gone through in the past? Let us know. What does resilience mean to you? Did I miss anything? Because that's the one I'm not. Oh, they're always bickering. So, pure topaz. Oh, this is them every night. This is the two of them. Uh, pure topaz is who? Who's pure topaz? Is that Phoenix? Your real name? What is it? Told us everything. No, I couldn't do the. I forget soon. Yeah, guys. So it's talk to us. Yeah, she's a diet. The two of them make me laugh. How many viewers? Let's make you. Oh, we're getting spammers in the pic. You know what? Yeah, I could definitely see that, but I think a lot of times that's almost like when you're at a funeral and somebody says to you they're in a better place, or you just lost someone. It's like, well, how you doing, right? It's or you just left the funeral and someone says, how was it? I don't think people understand sometimes that how things can be taken, right? Like to me personally, you're so resilient that could sound like a compliment, right? That's saying you're strong, right? It might not be seen by many as what. I'm just gonna use this word not taking into regard what you've actually been through, right? So I could definitely see both sides of that coin, how things are taken. But at the end of the day, a lot of times people don't know the full fight. They don't know. Look, you can look at anybody in this world, and this person's been through something. Well, again, because we all have. Was that? Oh, thank you, Phoenix. I just saw you ban that one. Lisa's resilience is also with the constant bickering. Let's hope has who are you? We don't know who you are. Oh, it is Shayna. Okay. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I think, yeah. So you know what? So let's hear, it, guys. What are some instances that you've had to really dig deep, right? I remember also, guys. I remember also, guys. A lot of times, what's resilient to someone might not be resilience to somebody else, right? Um, what there are some stories I hear sometimes that I say to myself. I never disregard, I never discredit anybody else's stories or their feelings. But sometimes I'll say to myself, like, there could be so much worse, right? And you want to tell somebody like, what? Yeah, stuff's bad, but this is like everyday kind of struggles, right? Like we want to know like when you've really had to dig down so deep that you really thought you were going to be lost, right? Uh, when I was married, right? Uh, Going through bankruptcy, going through the divorce. We had health scares with my son. I didn't want to go to work. I didn't want to go put on the badge and play policeman, right? And it really took a lot to be able to focus on my job because what do we always say, right? Especially in law enforcement and the military life, you have to be on at all times. You can't have stuff on your mind. You can't be focusing on issues you're having in your real world because that's when you get killed. That's when you get your partners hurt. It feels so good to be able to say these words and not worry about getting banned. But it really makes it hard, right? To be a human and struggle and have to carry out your job. So where the resilience come in? There was a time that my ex-wife and I had a talk. I was going to leave the government. I was going to be done. I couldn't do it anymore. I could not push aside what we were going through and the health scares with our son, and be brave and put on this brave face and have people's lives in my my responsibility. I had a very hard time. There were days I was calling out, ran out of leave. I was depressed. I just didn't want to do it. Right. So what changed? What made me all of a sudden want to be different? I did have a son who had health issues, but that very son is what motivated me to get through it. Right. To the parents out there, when you're struggling with anything, You have the perfect motivator right next to you. You created the number one motivational force in the world to a parent, your kid, right? You talk to addicts who are in recovery and you ask them what got you sober. And most times it's going to be a child, right? You have someone who's relying on you. You have somebody who needs you. You have somebody who's looking up to you and they're seeing how you handle things. Don't think for one second that when mom and dad are struggling, that Junior doesn't know they're struggling and going through stuff. But remember also, that same child is going to see how you got through it. They're going to see how you changed, how you went from down here to up here, right? That's how kids learn. So to me, with all of my struggles that I've had since my son was born 21 years ago on December 11th, is my kid, right? That's why I'm sober. That's the only reason that I'm even breathing, right? Because I've said this a million times over. If I didn't have my son as that motivational force, I would not be here right now. There is not a question about it. I would not be here. And I need parents to understand how important you are to your kids. And even if there's conflict, there's no contact, there's no communication, maybe going forward it might not be good, but you did something in this kid's life to make them a better person at some point.
Most
So
definitely.
you know,
Trip 243 over in Twitch says different people have different capacities for stress and struggle. One person handles easily what one person handles easily might be hard for another and vice versa, for sure. I cannot handle stress from home and then go to work and do my job properly. I do my best to improve my ability to do better at this though.
so Trip, two questions for you. A, what's your real name? We like to be personal and know people's first names, because when you're dealing with stuff like this, these topics, I don't want to call you Trip 243, right? I'm going to call you by your first name. I want to get to know you. So what's your real name, Trip? Then I want to know, what do you do for work? What do you do that you it is a concern of yours to have stress going on at home and then go to your job. So what do you do for work? Glenn Huff, what's going on, brother? So I'll wait on Trick. And it holds true for every job, right? I'm only talking about law enforcement because that's my background. I know how hard it is to put on that badge and tack up and then go to work and have to be on, right? When you don't want to be. But this holds true for any job, right? When we have stress going on, we don't want to go to work. We want to handle the stressor. When you're fighting with your partner, you don't want to go to work. You want to take care of the issue, because then what's going to happen? You're at work all day thinking about it, right? And you have to push yourself to get through the day without fighting on the phone, texting while you're working, being in a bad mood, snapping at other people, right? It holds true for all jobs. What Trip is saying here.
Hey,
Draven,
Carrie,
very nice to
welcome
meet you, Draven.
in.
How'd you go to Trip? All right, so I just like to know your real name, but I will call you Trip. Machining. Okay, so you're dealing with heavy machinery, so you need to be turned on, right? You can't be focused on other stuff outside of work, or you can get hurt, right? And bro, there is no such thing as just a blue collar job. Okay, we're all blue collar here, right? None of us are the elite wealthy. We're all blue collar, and nothing but love and respect for blue collar, because this country runs by the blue collars, right? We're the ones running shit. We're the ones making everything run. But yeah, man, a job like yours, man, you need to be on. That's like Travis. Travis was, was a welder by trade, right? You can't be playing with blowtorches and have your mind distracted on a fight you had with your wife earlier, right? So Trip, you might have missed the beginning of the conversation. I don't know when you came in. So our topic tonight is resilience, and we want to hear from people. What's something you've been through that you needed to dig so deep that you even surprised yourself, right? You didn't even know you had that kind of strength, but you did. What's the situation you've been in, and where did that strength come from? Right? We're talking about kids and how kids are such a motivational factor to get through so many issues. What's that for you, Trip? Let us learn you. Carrie, what's going on, Carrie? How are you? Guys, if anybody wants to come up and share, you guys know how this works. Just you guys go in the Discord, raise your hands. Aaron will bring you guys up. And yep. Sean, what's going on, brother? Yeah, Shayna, you would love Trip and Twitch. His name is Shayna's kids have very unique names. They're awesome. Trip's name is Draven, Shayna. Drayven. It's a real cool name. Sean, what's going on? How are you? Sean, so tonight we're discussing resilience. We're talking about what it is, what it means to everybody, some examples of what people have been through. Um, I'm going to speak for myself with resilience also as far as losing people, grieving. And I'm bringing this up because, Sean's name just popped up. And, I know what he's been going through and has gone through with losing his dad as I lost my dad. I think as a man who has a close relationship with their father, when you lose that father, you lose. It's not just the father you're losing. It's not just a dad, right? You're losing a mentor, a role model, a figure that you learn so much from, right? And when you lose that person, you kind of lose a part of yourself, right? I know when I lost my dad in 2007, I was 32 and a half. That's still fairly young by age standards. But I was old enough in my own head that I was scared going forward. What else am I missing not having my dad here? Right. And it took so much to get through. Not that I'm still, you guys saw me on my dad's birthday. I'm still not through it 18 years later, but I had my mom to worry about. I had to worry about mom and get her through this. So sometimes our resilience isn't just us getting through our problems because we're going through shit and we're going to use our kids as a motivation. Sometimes resilience also involves having to be strong for other people, right? I had to be resilient for my mom, right? I moved in with her to be the man of the house because she was all by herself, right? That in and of itself is a fight. Is an example of resilience. And whereas though my son is my motivational factor to stay sober and ride that path of sobriety and recovery, when it came to my mom, it was a different kind of resilience. It was a different kind of fight, right? I was trying to battle my own grief, my own sadness, my own depression, my own having to think about this while I was at work, but I also had to feel for her and I had to fight for her, right, guys? So resilience isn't always about us. It's not always about us having to get through stuff, right? Sometimes we need to be resilient for other people. So, like we were saying, we want to hear from you guys. Ashley, my kids were the start of my journey, got divorced, had CPTSD. So, Trip, when you say CPTSD, I ask this often when I hear this. When you say C, do you mean complex or comorbid? Guys, there used to be 5 stages, 5 different classifications of PTSD. Now I think they're up to 6 or 7. C used to be complex, but it also could be comorbid. So I'm just curious which CPTSD you were diagnosed with, Draven. Me myself, I was diagnosed with comorbid a long time ago. Addiction, violent personality, severe anxiety, etc. But I started off by seeking to be in my kids' lives and push past things. From there, I just realized I wanted to be alive and began. Awesome, man. Awesome. Possible ban evader. What's that even? Complex. Okay. So let me ask you a question. And just so you know, Trip, this room is premised on 100% raw, brutal, unfiltered, genuine honesty. It's hard to give help and get help unless someone's 100% totally open and honest. So you're mentioning addiction. What was your drug of choice? I'm sober from alcohol 7 years. So I can relate to that. I can relate to your CPTSD, the anxiety. A lot of us in here are going through anxiety these last few weeks. So I'm curious, what was your addiction and how long are you sober, my friend? Carrie, how are you today? How are you? What's going on with you? How you feeling? Shayna says that she lives life with one main rule for herself. If she wouldn't feel comfortable with my kids doing something or saying something, that she won't do it or say it. And it's almost like leading by example, right? I'm not going to ask you to do something unless I would do it myself.
And apparently she's a possible ban evader. I wonder what
That's what I was
about.
reading. I don't know what that even
Yeah,
means.
you're being monitored, Shayna. What'd you do over on Twitch?
Yeah. What's your background on Twitch really
Right?
like?
What's going on here? That's
Sorry, so over to Carrie. Come on over to Twitch. We're all hanging out in here.
yeah.
Anything, yeah, I can share anything. Addiction, severe. Oh, okay. Glenn Huff. So we have a community member
Mhm.
who also has gone through a porn addiction. He's in the room right now, Glenn. Childhood trauma. Okay, I've been recovering for good for you, man. Good for you. So you're saying that's the last issue you struggled with is your recovery, but is this your first time being sober? Because recovery is a lifelong struggle, right? This never goes away. As you know, with the porn addiction, it never goes away. We can manage it; it can get lesser, but it never goes away. That's a lifetime struggle. Um, yeah, like Phoenix said, yeah, we're all open books here. 100% open books. It's the only way to get honest help, right? You can't sit with a therapist and tell them a part story or part truth and expect to get better because they can only go by what you're saying. Dealing with the rest of yeah. So let me ask a question. So what were you addicted to? What's your drug of choice? Trip, I'm telling you, man, you found the right room. I always tell people, when someone's off or someone's struggling, unless you know what they've been through and you've been through it, don't say the two words, I understand, right? I want you to know I can understand where you're coming from and I can relate to you. And the fact that we're both CPTSD. I was molested going into third grade by a family friend's son. That was my childhood trauma. I'm in recovery 7 years now. So I can relate to a lot of what you're going through. So I want you to know that so you feel even more comfortable in this room with this community. Just we were on another app for 4 months. We were live 7 nights a week, 2-3 hours a night for 4 months, and we developed this community. There's 72 people in our Discord, and they pretty much all came from our old community. And that community was premised on helping people every single night, doing just what we're doing right here. Kyrie, what's going on? That's what kicks. Yeah, so Trip, almost there are some people who are born into addiction, right? People who are born to drug addicts, right? And it's in their bloodstream. They end up getting over it for the physical side effects immediately. They don't even remember that part. But it's in their bloodline, right? It's a lifelong struggle without them even knowing why. But the majority of people who are addicts have some kind of a trauma, right? And it makes sense. Why do people turn to drugs and alcohol? Because they're trying to escape the truth. They're trying to escape things, right? I don't know your story about your molestation. You're more than welcome to share if you're comfortable with that ever, right? My instance, I didn't even none of it came to mind until I was almost 42 years old. I was 41 and a half when things started popping in my head. It was a family friend's son 35 years ago. 35 years ago in 2016, when everything started coming to my head. And I started having these images of me and this family friend's son at the arcade playing Galaxia, having a good time like we always did. It was a family friend's son, and then walking to the pool shed where he was the maintenance guy at. Then I started having these images of my mom yelling my name, David, David. And I'm sure when it all happened, I didn't understand what that voice and tone meant. But when this came to my mind, right, at 41 and a half years old, I realized that was a scream of desperation and fear. And I saw her face looking over my shoulder at the guy like, what did you just do with my son? I knew my whole life something happened. I knew something was wrong with me. I just never knew what. until 41 and a half years old. This all started flooding my brain. I had a manic episode coming in from my bipolar. I caught my ex-fiance having sex in my house, in my bed, on my side of the bed. And this all happened at once, at one time. Within a month, this all hit me. And I turned to alcohol. I turned to drinking 3 liters of vodka a day. Within a week, I was drinking 3 liters of vodka a day for 2 years. And that's one example of why people turn to alcohol and drugs. They don't want to remember this shit. The main way to fix addiction is to diagnose what it is that the addiction is giving you, and then find exact. That's what we talk about here all the time, Trip. Unless you address the trauma, unless you address the root of your addiction, you're never going to get better. Right? We know the symptoms. We can handle the symptoms, right? Therapy, medications, right? All these other holistic approaches, but those are band-aids. Those are just band-aids to cover the wound. If you want this to stop happening, you have to address the root of the problem, right? Until you can come to terms with what happened to you, whatever your trauma might be, the chance of relapse is always going to be there. So good for you, man, for recognizing this stuff, because a lot of addicts, especially you're still new to the sober game, right? It's only 6 months, right? Which is amazing, right? And the first year is the hardest year, but for you to recognize stuff like this and live by that, man, kudos to you, man. Really, honestly, kudos to you, Aaron.
You have a solid, support system here too. This is a community of people that have, they've been through all of it before. They all, have experience in this stuff. So, yeah, you're in a right place for this.
And even like Shane is saying, right, 100%, she feels like she was addicted to the abuse. Guys, so there's something called battered wife syndrome, right? Or battered woman syndrome. It depends who you're talking to. And what is that, right? It's where women think that being abused is supposed to happen, right? Usually narcissists are the ones that create these situations. They make abuse seem normal, right? And a lot of times when people are raised in an abusive household, they think this is how life is supposed to be, right? This is normal, right? Because just like people who aren't in abusive households, you live thinking what mom and dad do, how mom and dad are to the kids. That's how you're supposed to be. So if you're raised around abuse, some people really live their life thinking this is how it's supposed to be. And when it happens to them, it's normal. This is what dad did to mom. This is normal. This is supposed to happen to me.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
And you can.
and then on the flip side of that too, you have, uh, people that all they know is abuse growing up their whole life. So when anything besides that, comes around, like it's hard to love people, it's hard to let people in and love you, even just normal everyday interactions with people, making normal friends, job interactions, like the everyday, stuff like that. So yeah, it's that stuff carries on and
Hundred
it
percent.
stays with you. Yeah.
100%. But I give a lot of credit to people who are raised in abusive families and experienced it themselves that don't abuse their kids, right? Because a lot of people who are raised in abusive households end up becoming abusers, right? Because of the same thing. They think it's normal. Some person get addicted to abuse in the sense that when you get very little affection and attention, you develop yeah, 100%, man. 100. And then, like
Okay,
Aaron
Blair.
just said, touching
That
up
works.
and touching up what Aaron said, sometimes when you're raised in an abusive way and you think that's what's normal, when you finally meet somebody who treats you right and treats you good, that's not normal to you, and you don't know how to handle it. And a lot of times I've been in situations where I met girls I was very fond of, but because of what happened to them as kids and in their own families, or an ex-boyfriend used to beat them, they weren't comfortable with being loved and being shown affection and being taken care of, right? So it kind of goes both ways.
Mhm. No, it really does.
Chasing the only way you were able to be. Yeah, it becomes a a lot of times parents in the moment don't realize that every action you have towards your children, or you allow your children to see or hear, is going to impact them the rest of their lives. And it's we were talking before, when parents use kids as pawns, right? You're using your child as a pawn to get back at your partner, but you don't realize what that's teaching the kid. That's teaching the kid that it's okay to do stuff like this. And that's a form of abuse in and of itself. Let's get
Yeah,
some
and you
steak.
really see it way too often too, where it's it's the chain has to be broken at some point, right? You have to stop the trend from continuing, and you have to put an end to that somewhere. So yeah, I love seeing that when it seems to be like a common thing kind of with my generation, like millennials and stuff, is like we went through a lot of that, and then it's a lot of us kind of decided like, no, we're not going to do that. And it's like the whole like soft parenting thing where that came in.
Right.
Yeah,
The
some people
helicopter
take it a
parenting
little
and
too
all.
far, but yeah, it's that whole thing of trying to break the cycle. As
You know
yeah,
what,
I got
Trip?
older and had my kids and was abusive to them at first. It took a long time to fix that, find myself worth again, so I could stop living in fear and worthlessness and being high alert all the time for abandonment. It allowed me to calm my internal world so I could be there for my kids and love them properly. 100%.
That's
That's
awesome, man.
mhm.
How old are you, Trip? If you don't mind me asking, how old are you and how old right now? How old are you and how old are your kids? I like you, man. I got to be honest. From what you're typing here, I'm getting a good feeling that you're a solid person, right?
Mhm.
That you're not just shooting the shit. You're actually sitting here spending time talking to a bunch of strangers for the first time and opening up and sharing and admitting that you were abusive to your kids, admitting you have an addiction, admitting, you're doing a lot of big stuff that a lot of people are scared to do. So kudos to you, man. I'm real happy you came in here. Thanks for letting me talk, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Awesome, Glenn. Of course, brother. That's what it's all
anytime, man.
about. That's what it's all about. This is a family here, guys. And like I said last night, the nights that Aaron and I aren't live, if we can be in the live room, we'll do that. If you guys want to do your own thing with each other, Aaron was saying, you guys can go into that live
Yes.
room and hang out. You know,
Yeah.
you
That's
guys
what the
don't need us
community
to.
is
You
there
guys don't need
for.
us to do it.
I know Carrie's
Glenn,
been
you never
bugging for a
called.
karaoke night.
Yeah, we could pick up Tuesday or Thursday next week, or one night. Good for you, man.
I think
I end up having to work with.
we should do community things on like a weekend night. I think that would
Okay.
work. Because we don't have anything going for those nights, and then that's easier. Like most people will be off work and everything. My kids are eight
Sounds
and
good.
5. I'm having my next kid soon, and the first with my current slash second wife. I'm so excited for it. The first kid to never have to see the person they see. That's amazing, man. Like
Yeah,
that is a
man. Take
huge
advantage of that.
deal. Yeah, that's
Take
really
advantage of that. You
awesome.
know what though? What's good is you have a current relationship with your 8 and 5 year old, right? Who did see that side of you. But you know what else, brother? They're also seeing the side of you that's getting better. Right. And like I said, don't think for 5 seconds because they're young that they don't know. Right. They know dad's getting better. They're gonna learn that who dad was the first 5 and 8 years isn't who dad is now and dad is going forward. And when they see how you are with your new kid, man, that's going to do so much for them. And I hope you realize that. And I'm not trying to sound like, like an old man giving a young buck, good advice, but I kind of am, right? You're still very young, right? You have so much time ahead of you. And I want to say this to you. Um, with addiction, I just want you to know that if by chance you happen to relapse, it's allowed. It's normal. It's okay. You're not a failure. You're not disappointing anybody. You're not disgusting anybody. You were walking down a flight of stairs and you tripped. And what do you do at the bottom of a set of steps when you fall? You get right back up, you clean yourself off, and you carry on. Right? I'm only bringing this up because you seem like a good dude, a good dad. You want to be involved in your kid's life, and I know the first year there is the highest chance of relapse. We've dealt with a lot of people who've relapsed and they beat the shit out of themselves for it. So I just want you to know that if you're ever on the ledge, you feel like you're going to use, that's what we're here for. That's what, like Aaron said, that's what the Discord is here for. So there's always someone available to talk you down off that ledge because you got a lot going on, man. A lot of good going on. You have two kids you're building a relationship with again, and you have another child on the way.
Yeah, and
With an
as
8 year old.
a dad myself of like 3 kids that are basically grown now. Um, I'll tell you, man, kids understand a lot more than what we give them credit for. You know, like I'm divorced from their mom. You know, they went through a lot of that stuff. Um, whenever they were younger, especially my youngest too. Whenever we got divorced, she was 2, and so she took that really hard. She was very close to me and everything. Um, so as they've gotten older, though, throughout time, I've had those more kind of adult conversations with them about what happened, between me and their mom and why I left and all that kind of stuff like that. And, you know, they're a lot more understanding than, like I said, like what we give them credit for. Kids are smart and kids, they understand a lot. They see a lot. They recognize a lot. They'll see those changes in you. They'll see, that you're trying to be better for them and they appreciate that kind of stuff. It won't go unnoticed, I promise. So, and especially if
100%.
you have your kids as a driving factor for this too, and like you're good. You got this, man.
But that would be less. Okay. Well, it's just boredom. Yeah, well, unfortunately, boredom for an addict is the number one kind of, trigger to do stuff
Yeah.
because you have nothing to do but think, right? And an addict being alone with their brain is the worst possible combination, right? Downtime, the addict's brain. They very rarely go good hand in hand with each other.
Do you have any
Look at
like
those.
hobbies? Do you play games or like video games or anything like that? Like, what do you do for fun?
'Cause you're about to have a lot less time to have fun.
Yeah,
when when is the when is your kid due? You said soon, but how much time you got? I want to know what this possible ban invader thing is because it has like a red box around everything she's putting up.
I don't know. She's
Guys, are you guys seeing Shayna's messages?
if you are,
Because the
everyone
red
else is too. Yeah,
oh, is that how it is? Oh, I don't
yeah,
know. Oh, that's right. I'm not under open bench. That's right. I forgot.
yeah.
That's so weird. Though. I wonder why it's saying that. To my 8-year-old, I explained to her that daddy used to be mean because his brain hurt. Yeah, man, when discussing with your kids what's going on when you have mental health or even addiction at that age, 8 and 5, right? So my son, w- when I was 41 and a half, he was what, 11, right? 12, a little older than yours. But how do you explain to a child that daddy has bipolar disorder and daddy has intermittent explosive disorder and daddy loves to drink alcohol to avoid what he was molested as a kid? How do you explain this to children? Right? So the way you did it, and putting in terms that a child can understand, man, I tell you, man, you're doing shit right. You're doing shit right. Thanks, Sean. Yeah, I didn't realize that I was on my regular account, so that's why I thought I was for some reason I was seeing it like as a mod point of view, mod view. Um, guys, anybody else in here? Like we were saying, the topic of the night is resilience, right? What's some stuff you guys have had to get through? Guys, remember, like I've said for months now, talking about stuff might help people who are here without realizing they're even getting help, right? Talking about your struggles and what you've been through. Somebody might be listening or watching or reading the conversation, hearing us talk, who's going through something, and your experiences that they're reading are helping them, right? We never know. That's why we're always asking people to share and tell us what's going on. So let's hear some stuff. What's some signs of resilience? What are some things that you thought you were down for the count and you were not getting back up, but you did it, right? Let's hear some stories.
Oh, hey, I will never ever take that as self-promotion. First of all, we're a community here. Um, you can promote your stuff all you want here if you like. Like this is an actual business. We're Open Bench Media. If you got something to promote, come talk to me. Like let's do some business or something, you know what I mean? But like we're all about like resources, man, pushing stuff out. I don't know if you caught the very very beginning of our stream, but we have someone in the community that made that song for us. So like we're trying to promote them out too. Like we're all about that.
Trying
I'm
to keep
not
stuff
trying
within
to
the community.
yeah, this is not these streams are not about like money and all that kind of stuff. Like this is literally just about the community and like trying to help people out and stuff. So yeah, no, by all means, if you hey, there he is right there actually. Mystic.
Speaking
We
of
were just
Mystic,
talking about him. Yeah. Mystic Nitsua. Go give him a follow over on like YouTube and stuff like that. He's the one that created the song for us that I was literally just talking about as he came into the chat. So
Travis, roll over in Twitch hanging out. If you're gonna swing over there, there's a bunch of us in there. Yeah, man, real talented
that I
dude.
should
Give him
go
a
and do the
follow.
same kind of thing that I'm
You
trying to
know
do
what you're
on
doing here is the kind of thing that I'm
Oh,
trying to
right
do.
on.
Oh, awesome.
No, that's cool actually.
Yeah.
Yes. It seemed to be a kind of a common thing that happened, a couple months ago. A lot of people started making these kind of like communities, especially a lot of guys. Um, you made our amazing theme song for us, Mystic. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah. Well, speaking of what you just said, Aaron, Phoenix said that last night. Sorry, Monday night. You remember she said when actually you'd stepped away. She had said that when she first found the community that it was kind of odd at first because it was almost all males in the room. Phoenix was like the only female in there for a while, right? And then she realized that it's not a boys' club. It's not a boys' club. It's
Yeah.
an everybody club.
It did kind of start
Right.
like that, that was like the original idea behind Open Bench, but then whenever I had met Dave, that whole idea kind of changed and he opened my eyes. It's like, you're missing the demographics of people that, also need help too.
And at first, guys, it all started during Men's Mental Health Month, right? June, right? It's called Men's Mental Health Month, right? Not people mental health, not men's mental health. That's how everything got started, right? But my first thought was, yes, helping women if they're struggling, but it was also more help women learn how to handle their man who's struggling, right? Because a lot of women don't know how to handle their man because we're fucking tough. We are impossible to deal with. We're complex, right? We're not these simple creatures that we think we are. We're not steak and potatoes, right? We're like a friggin' Western omelet mixed with friggin' a sloppy Joe, right? We're all over the place.
Yeah, that's a pretty good way to put it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's we actually did an episode with Phoenix on her live doing a co-host to try and teach women how to deal with men, things to say, things not to say, mostly. Oh, we already did.
Yeah, and that's a solid topic too. We should we'll run that topic again one of these nights on these lives here.
Yeah.
Because that is a really good way. There is a huge disconnect, right, between men and women. Like we don't understand each other and how to like deal with each other. And then different ways that we deal with emotions and stuff like that. So yeah, I think we'll
Glenn, have a
definitely
good night,
chop
brother.
that one up. And
Yeah.
we'll do another
Glenn,
episode
have a
for
good
that.
night with your cold meds.
Oh yeah, feel better, man.
They it will definitely make it a topic one night because that is in and of itself a whole episode.
Yeah, it is.
On
That's a
dealing with
long
men.
discussion.
Yeah,
I think we
even
definitely
men dealing with men.
we definitely need a lot of time for people to have conversation about that one too.
Yeah. So Triple, let me ask a question. So you're saying that you're trying to do something similar. Do you have something already in existence? Like, are you already out there doing stuff, helping people? On social media, I'm talking. Okay, there we go. You answered. I asked too late. I do YouTube and Twitch. Oh, awesome. I'm going to create a space similar to yours where essentially animals like I used to give you find humanity a place to open up. And hey, man, respectfully. Awesome, man. That means a lot, man. And I'll be very honest, right? To tell you the story real fast, Trip. We were on TikTok for 4 months, and that's how we developed the community. It changed, right? There's a lot of negative out there, right? On all these apps, right? But TikTok in particular, there's a lot of negativity, a lot of bullying, a lot of people giving false pretenses, people that just want to grow their account and they use the mental health niche and addiction niche as their way in. But what you find out is they're not looking to help people. They're not looking to push positivity. What they're looking to do is get followers, right? And they actually consider support and help following each other. That's not support and help, right? So we want to give something that's not very popular on TikTok, and that's a genuine, honest, open, raw, unfiltered place for people to come and talk about their struggles. And we want people to come in, and we want them to feel open, right? We want like the open bench, the name itself, right? When you hear about a bench, you picture a park, right? What's a park? It's serene, it's tranquil. You have a pond, you have ducks, squirrels, trees, the sun, the breeze. It's a beautiful, calm, chill setting. right? And there's a bench sitting there, and we want you. We want you to realize that you're welcome. That's why I asked you for your first name, right? It's more personal that way. Trip, I want you, Draven. I want you to come and I want you to sit next to me on this bench, and I want you to open up to me, right? You need a shoulder to lean on? Put your head on my shoulder. My ear is right there. Talk your words, talk your struggles. I want to hear this, right? And while I'm listening, the whole community's listening. We're all surrounding you listening. And that's what Open Bench is all about, right? It's not just about two guys coming up here wanting to have their faces on social media or on streams, right? We genuinely want to help people. And that's what I think makes us different than a lot of what we saw on TikTok, right? Where people are coming on and saying that they want to help with mental health, but they're talking about how they fixed their car today and they're going shopping at the mall tomorrow and that the dogs are barking in the back. It's not about helping people. It's about getting attention. And there's a big difference. And I take this shit very seriously, right? I get triggered often talking about this one particular topic, to be very honest, because it irks me how many people we've had come on here saying, I've tried talking to other people, but they don't respond. Right? People, I found this post that said, hey, come to me for help, and I reached out and they never got back to me. Right? And to me, those are the biggest scummy slime bags on this planet, are people that are fucking with people's mental health. Right? We've had people come in our room that were ready to say goodbye to this earth, right? And they were actually ignored by other people who said they wanted to help. And that's what drives us to do this as much as we do, as often as we do. And we've created a lot of friendships, a lot of connections, and hopefully, you become part of our community, man. And you use us if you ever need to talk. You need an ear, a rock, a shoulder, you need something, right? You're here. And I tell everybody this, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Okay. As soon as you came in this live, you're never going to be alone ever again. Ever again. That's it. And it's really is that simple, right? You're never going to be alone as long as you want us. You just found a family that's going to be there for you. And stuff like that. I mean, my dad was super violent with me growing up, and after I fixed myself, I got back to him and I worked with him now to deal with his own demons. But that's like Jared, another one of our community members that we're very close with. He had a very similar upbringing, and he too now is trying to have that relationship with his dad, right? John, what's going on, Non? That's what he's trying to do, similar to you, right? His dad was abusive, violent, and he's trying to make a relationship now, right? Because it really is never too late, right? What people did to us in our past, it's done. It happened. We can't change it. We can't become unabused. But what we can do is try and get closure for what happened and move forward in a better, fresher, more normal relationship. Man, I'll tell you, brother, for 30 years old, you really seem to have your shit together. I'll be very honest with that. You can work on my dad next.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that too. Yeah, he seems like he's very level-headed, got a good head on
Yeah.
his shoulders. Um, yeah, no, and it's the best thing that you can do is try and get closure on that kind of thing, right? Like, so I just recently, I come from a very abusive background with my family as well too, and um, I just recently went through this whole thing with like my mom where um we were uh she like reached out to me or whatever, and we were just talking about stuff and things from the past or whatever, and she just was denying a whole bunch of things, right? I never did this, I never did this, I never said this to you, yada yada yada. That's like, you know mom, like I've moved past this already in my life, right? Like I have personally um become okay with the things that have happened in the past and moved forward with my life. Like, why are we even talking about this now at this point, right? And it's like I have that closure, right? To it's such an important thing that like I was able to do that to now where even if it does get brought up and everything like that, it's not like it doesn't affect me anymore. If you work through it, then it at a certain point it just won't affect you anymore, like even if it is thrown right into your face. Same thing with like the addiction, right? If you fight hard enough through it, you'll become strong enough to where it can be right there in your face and you'll be okay and you'll get through that. um and yeah, man, it's just closure. closure, closure, closure. And
Yep.
it's kind of it's funny too that you came in on this night and like we had that whole idea of our the topic for tonight was going to be resilience and being resilience and resilient in the your addiction and resilient in dealing with that past that you've dealt with. It just ties right into all that.
Like I say, man, that all you can do is try and do your best, right? And that really is all you can do,
Hmm.
right?
Thank
The
you, sir,
person
man.
I was talking to today, whose narcissistic husband is turning the kids against, turning her kid against her. All we can do in life is do our best, right? We can't control what other people say, what the other people do, what choices they make, and to let that get to you and affect you and bring you down is not going to do anything good for you, right? We can't control other people. All we can do is do our best, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we tweak it and we keep on trying until it does work. You haven't downloaded it yet, Travis? Well, get on it. Just type the word Twitch and get over here.
I
If
well,
I
I
can do
put
it, you can do
I
it.
put the link in the announcements section too. So
Oh
if you
yeah.
just
If you
if you
go to
just click
announcements,
that,
scroll
it'll
up.
like download it and everything too. It'll bring you right to like Twitch. You don't actually have to download. It's just a website.
Yeah, Trip, if you haven't done so already, if you can, subscribe to us here. So you get the notifications when we come on. Uh, if you can, subscribe to our Discord. That's where the community's hanging out. That's what we're talking to Travis right now. Um, the
Yeah,
reason I
do the
don't
thing.
judge
Hit the
anymore.
buttons. You know.
Yeah, do that
You
thing.
know how this goes. You do Twitch and all that kind of stuff, man. Yeah, for
Those
me, the reason I don't judge and am willing to go backwards and help those who hurt me is because I recognize that the same reason that they did things to me is the same reason I cause pain to others. And even when they're different reasons, it all stems from the same emotions we struggle with: pain, suffering, fear, etc. But love cures those things. Oh, 100%, man. You are
Yep.
definitely wise beyond your years, sir. That is.
Yes. 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 And you know what? The other reason, I mean, judging people just makes an ass of ourselves, right? Because most times we judge, we're not right, right? It's like the word assume, right? It makes an ass of you and me,
Yeah.
right? We really can't judge anybody, right? If so, one of the things that we used to say and kind of laugh about is, you look at me, just look at me. I don't look like the kind of person that's going to come on social media and start crying, right? Like people judge, right? You look like not that kind of person. I sob like a 4-year-old, right? On here openly, and I'm fine with that, right? And people shouldn't judge because you really truly never know what someone's going through, right? Someone might just be having a bad day, and you're judging them based on how they're acting. Someone might be going through withdrawals, right? You don't know what they're going through, and you're judging them on how they're shaking or twitching or how they're nasty, whatever the case might be. Judging is not cool at all for anybody. Um, Party hat. Fucking squirrels. Uh, yeah, guys, I was saying
Fucking
before, but we need
squirrels.
emojis here. We
Yeah, we
need
do.
someone who can design emojis or design stickers and stuff like that.
I need to look into how to do that.
And we got some cool shirt ideas. I want to get them.
Yes, yeah, we can definitely start talking about all that kind of stuff now.
Yeah.
Carrie still in here?
I don't know how to bring up the followers, like who's in the room. I see like I said the other night, I see the number, but I don't know how.
Oh, that's you cannot. Yeah, Carrie's still in here. Carrie. Yay. There she is. Yeah, we definitely want to start doing something with that. Start working. Dave, I lost your video. Where'd you go?
Nowhere. I'm right here. I didn't
No?
touch anything. Nothing's even in my hand.
What happened? Dave went away.
Oh, it says
Oh,
this.
there you
It
go.
says
Okay.
this. You got it.
You're
Okay.
back. Yeah.
All right.
We lost Dave there for a second. But yeah, no, I definitely want to start doing some stuff like that, like get some like shirts and like some tumblers and stuff like that going.
Yeah, I need some fucking squirrel tank tops to wear for our lives.
That oh, I cried too. I've cried on stream. It's sad that so many people feel emotion. So I'll tell you a story actually. The second night that I watched Dave's live, so I made Open Bench as a TikTok page originally. I had the idea of the whole Discord and everything originally, like from the get go, but then I like I ended up coming across Dave's live like 2 nights after I came up with like started the whole page and everything like that. The second night that I watched his live, I met another Aaron, which is my name. Um, and we ended up having this insanely deep conversation that we had everyone in the chat crying. We were bawling. It was just this whole big, huge, deep thing. And it was like I immediately knew that this was um, going to be like the person that I was going to end up doing this with Dave. And that this was like the right community to do this with because it was genuine, and it was just total strangers. We were all just in that moment together, and it was awesome. So,
Yep, been a long time in the making, and here we are.
yes.
Travis, I'm a man of many talents, but eating country style ribs and type is hard. Well, then you can eat
Send
your
me
ribs and just read.
something. I will need the distraction soon. Yeah, no, definitely. Let's DM me in Discord, and we'll get that going. The stream stickers, extensions, or uploading stickers through the creator. Do you know about this stuff, Shayna?
Texted it to me. I don't have. Oh, here it is, Shane. I'm sorry. You can make Twitch stickers by either creating custom emotes for viewers to use via Twitch emote slots. This is already like reading Spanish to me.
Oh yeah,
Which
send that over to
stickers?
me, Dave.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Yeah, I'm like 4 words
No,
in
I'm
and I'm
just good at
confused.
finding info fast. My husband is about it. Oh, right on. Well, I appreciate the quick Google search.
Yeah, I just sent it to you. Yeah, I'm reading that. As soon as I got to the word emotes, I was done. I don't. I think when people, I say when the
That's
young
Aaron
kids say,
thing.
when they said like adorbs, I'm like, I don't know what adorbs means. It's adorable. I don't do
Oh,
half words.
orbs are like bits or coins or whatever you want to call it, like that. So
This is all foreign language to me. So, a Trip, how long have you been doing your thing? On Twitch and YouTube, like you said, how long you been helping people, get through this stuff? Yeah, nah, Shannon, there was no chance. No
oh,
chance.
adorbs. I thought he said orbs. ORBs.
Oh no, I was saying when they said emotes, short for whatever an emote is. I said it's like when kids say adorbs when they're
Oh.
trying to say adorable. I'm like, nah, I don't speak half words. Yeah, no, I don't speak Gen Z. I speak English.
No
But yeah, I think
skibbity.
I think some cool T-shirts would be nice. Some cool tank tops. I really love that thing that hunt the scent that fucking squirrels one. Like that, just that image was like perfect. If only we can get the mustache to be black and the eyes looking up to the left. So, Trip, we have a saying in the community: "Fucking squirrels." Because of my ADHD, I'll be telling a story and I'll totally just stop speaking and get just lost and just drift off into la la land. And I snap back in. I'm like, fucking squirrels. Because the squirrels in my head are making me forget what I'm trying to say. So for April Fools, we can all talk to Dave in acronyms. Yeah, that's totally fine. I just won't pay attention. I have an uncanny ability to not see shit that I don't want to. Just I have a way to talk to people and not even hear a word they're saying. I do that with my ex-wife a lot. A lot. You're not listening. No, I can repeat every word you just said. I'm just really not listening. I'm hearing you, but I'm not listening to you. Sure. Trip, where you from, man?
I figured out how to take Shane off of that monitoring stuff. So,
Oh, good.
yeah.
Good. Kat should be here. She just left the house at 40, probably 20 minutes. So
Oh, good time. Yeah, we got about 20 minutes left. So perfect.
I'm not sure. A few months, really. I don't actually have an audience, which is why I was nervous myself promoting, but I have a good 30 hours more into stream so far and some YouTube stuff. I saw your stream and I looked at them and kind of love talks like this. So awesome, man. Awesome. And this is what we do. Ohio, live in Kentucky. Very cool. So this is what we do, man. We have a topic, we talk about it, and things just flow from there, right? And where it goes, but we try and keep it structured. Get to see how everybody's day is doing, check in with everybody. It really is an amazing thing. And, you know, we use the word beautiful a lot. Phoenix said it the other night. This really has become a beautiful thing because we've actually fostered friendships, right? It's not just about, oh, I'll see you at 9:30 on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's about texting, how you been, how you feeling, what's going on, how you doing, haven't heard from you in a little bit, what's going on with you, right? It's really something that's not just about being online, right? It's really about, none of us have met except for me and Travis, right? None of us have met, but you would think that we've been friends for forever, right? At the connections that are made. And again, I think that all goes back to being honest and genuine and raw and just being real, right? There's so much disingenuous on social media. I'm new to the streaming world, but as far as like the Facebook, the Instagram, the TikTok, there's just so much fake. There's so much selfishness. There's so much slime just looking to make money off of other people, that it turned us off, to be honest with you. We really are trying to make something that's the opposite of what's going on in those other apps, right? I can't tell you how many times when I first started doing my original page, I was putting 2-3 hours into my posts, right? They were deep, they were emotional, they were, I want you to see my post and I want you to say shit. He's offering help. He looks like I could trust him. I want to turn to him. And I would have people commenting saying shit like, oh, I'm here for anybody if they follow me. I'll help anybody with anything, anytime if they follow me. Right. And it became such a turnoff and just so disgusting and so disingenuous that it's like, how is following somebody on social media supporting them? Right. And maybe because I'm old, and I'm broken, I see support as being different than hitting a button that says follow. This is support, right? Talking, listening, giving different perspectives, being there when people need it, lifting people up, right? In our Discord, the nights that we're not here, we hang out in a room on the Discord. The community hangs out. And we go through everybody who wants to talk about their day, who wants to come up as a guest and talk about what they're going through today. We had 3 people come up last night and talk about what they were going through, how bad a day they had, and everybody else just listens, right? It really is a beautiful thing. It really is just all about community. So much of this shit today is all about, people think that if they build up their accounts, they're going to get rich, right? You're on TikTok. If I hit 10,000 followers, I'm going to get life-changing money. Bullshit. That's not what happens. Right? People are being scammed into thinking that this shit is real, and it's not. This is real. What we're doing is real, right? All this other shit, people making armpit fart noises for money, is bullshit. I met a 60-year-old gamer on Xbox, homie off the edge of anything. Served as a father figure to me and helped me get through things with this genuine connections. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what, Trip? That, like Shayna said, that is amazing. I love hearing shit like that, right? Because we have so we had Aaron, who's here, Baron, and we had another Aaron, Aaron, right? And Aaron had come on one night, and he was when we had just met in the other lives. He was going through a lot of shit. His dad had passed away. There was a lot of open ends, and he was struggling. And the community was there for him. And he said that I became like a father figure to him. To me, if I met you 5 months ago, you told me that I would have made one friend on social media, I would have laughed at you. I was that guy that used to look at influencers at the gym doing their tripod shit and making posts, laughing. Look at these fucking losers. This is so stupid, right? I never realized how people who never met can actually come together and genuinely care about each other, right? I would have laughed this off 5 months ago. Now this has become my obsession. This has become my life, right? Helping people. Right. And from going through an addiction and recovery, it makes you appreciate life more. Right. It makes you appreciate your second chance or your third chance or whatever many chances you've had. It makes you appreciate it more. And it makes you want to help people from going down that same path. Right. Or stumbling in their path to recovery. Right. I think it makes it more genuine when you've been through it than when you haven't been through it, if that makes sense. But yeah, man, you're right. And that's what bothers me with a lot of these social media things is you have these people with millions of followers and they're using their platform to generate hate and division and bad and nothing good. I have this group and the men's Bible group attached off yet. Yeah, Sean. Sean, we got to get you up here one night, brother.
Yeah,
Still
definitely.
got to get you up here,
I
my
agree.
friend. We got to talk to you. Oh, here, I'm on it. Yeah, no, it is. Social media can be used in the right way when the right people are behind it,
Yeah.
right? we have no. We're not asking anybody for money. We're not saying, "Hey, pay us," and I'll act like a fool, right? Or I'll do a whale dance, right? We're
Mhm.
not. We used to promote that we don't. All we want is for you to ask for help and to share out our stuff so other people can hear the message. That's it. Friends, appreciate Dave. You need to open your present on live so you can all scream, "We love you." I will do that, Shayna. So Shayna sent me a surprise. Should be here Friday. So I will not open
Oh,
it until we're on here. I asked if it was a puppy.
so
She
speaking
said,
of Friday, Dave, Halloween stream?
"Oh, it's right. It's Halloween Friday.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that." Yeah,
You
I'm
gonna
gonna be a
dress up?
homicidal. I'm gonna be a serial killer.
You were serial.
Yeah, just like this. Nah, I'll figure something out.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
you're down, I'm down.
yeah,
I'll go after work tomorrow to there's a spirit here in town. I'll go grab a
yeah.
at least a
The
mask or
costume.
something, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That sounds good. And guys, if anybody wants to come on as a guest Friday night for a Halloween theme, you got to be in uniform, a costume.
Yeah, if you guys want to do something like that, I can make that happen where I can bring you guys up on video. No,
Yes.
so we will be trick or treating. We're gonna go right after I get off of work. So that's like I'm in mountain time, so I get off at like 5:30. I'm actually gonna try and get off a little earlier that day too. So um we're gonna take them and then I should be back right in time for stream and everything. So I'll be
Sean,
dressed
we
as
will
a
miss
very
you,
tired
but
mom.
that's awesome, man.
I'm gonna be rotting my teeth out with Halloween candy because I'm still a big kid. So that'll be my
That's awesome. Sean, we will miss you, but you have a good date night, brother. You have a good date night. And then you could dance for us for money later.
Oh yeah.
You should continue with the kids. Yeah, Trip, man, you know what's sad, Trip? A lot of it, so I was in 4 psych wards and 3 rehabs, right? So I've met a lot of people that are going through it, going through the addiction stuff. And I learned that so many do hate themselves, right? Which is one of the reasons that drives them to look when you're traumatized as a kid, you have no choice but to hate yourself, and you don't even know why you hate yourself. You just feel that you do, and then you tell yourself to do it, and you do it, right? People who go through it, even when they're older, right? People in abusive relationships, they learn to think that they deserve this, right? And they learn to think that because they're not good enough, this is why it happened to them. It's more so when it happens to you as a child, right? Because you're supposed to trust adults, you're supposed to trust your peers and family friends and family and stuff like that, right? So you kind of tell yourself subconsciously, if someone that's supposed to care for me can do this to me, why how good of a person can I be? Right? I must be nothing, right? Um and it sucks to hate yourself and not have a valid reason why, right? If you did something bad and you're mad at yourself, that's one thing. But when we're taught to hate ourselves because of what other people have done to us, that genuinely sucks. And you're 100% right, man. We say this all the time. We you can't save anyone at all unless they want to be saved, right? You can offer the help, you can offer the advice, you can give the tools, you can give the distractions, but you can't make somebody take that advice, right? You can give someone a hammer, you can't make them build a wall, right? um it's it feels so good when you have a stranger that you didn't even know you helped, right? People used to listen to the lives, right? That from what they used to call the hallway, right? So they weren't in our lives, but they were in the hallway listening. And they would come and they would DM or they would come in the room and thank us. And I don't remember even talking to them. But to know that people hear you and it changes their lives and they appreciate it, like you're saying, man, it means the world. It means the world, right? Especially a stranger, right? Someone you've never met before. To think that you have the power to get through to people is unreal. But I will say this, touching on what you're saying about self hatred, because of what happened to me as a kid, I don't credit myself in anything, right? I love hearing the appreciation. It feels good to get the appreciation, but I know I don't credit myself enough for what we're really doing, right? And like I was saying, it does suck because I didn't ask for that, right? Kids of childhood trauma, we didn't ask to be abused. We didn't ask to be molested. We didn't ask to go through what we went through, right? But at the end of the day, it made us who we are. it brought us to where we are today, and it helped us get through whatever struggles we got through, right? Because had that not happened to us as kids, we might not have been strong enough to get through our grown-up issues, if that makes sense.
Me and Dave talk about this all the time. This is probably
Uh-huh.
like one of the most common things that we talk about. Yeah. It's just like um all of that shit that you've gone through in life, right? Like it's put you in this exact position that you're in right this very moment. Like
Yep.
here, this second in this live talking to us, finding a new community of people, a support system for your addiction, everything. Like everything in life, I very strongly believe, like leads to where you're at, even the bad stuff. I wouldn't be here right now where I'm at without all the bad shit that happened to me too. Um, when I was growing up. So like I can't really be mad about it. Like I'm pretty happy and content with where my life is at the moment. Could be better. Yeah. But, you know, it's I'm good with it. Like I have a
Yeah.
wife that I love. It's awesome. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I honestly wouldn't go back and change any of that stuff. It's all lessons that I've learned. It's like one of my favorite quotes of all time is, learn from the past, live in the present, and then long for the future. And it's just that's everything you've gone through in life is just a lesson to help you get through and prepare for the next. I
Yeah.
do have a pretty
100%.
awesome wife, Phoenix. I have to admit, she's pretty awesome. I got lucky with
Work
that
life
one.
generational healing that literally echoes into eternity. Things like this are unfathomably powerful, and we will never realize. Yeah, yeah, man. You know what? We only know the lives that we touch by the people who tell us we touch them. But we know there are people out there that don't have the ability, the courage, the desire to talk, right? So we know if we've helped 10 people that we know about, there's 30 that we've touched, right? We know there's more out there that just don't talk about it. And it is powerful stuff, right? You'll see, man. Hopefully you come back. Hopefully you hang out with us more. You're going to see that there's these lives, they get deep, right? There's a lot of emotions flying when we get on certain topics. It's very powerful stuff.
Yeah, we're in,
And
in
fun.
our community too. We're in a bit of a transition phase too, coming over here from TikTok and everything. So, uh,
Shanna, have a good night.
not everyone from over there has followed us over, and some people are still in the process of following us over and everything. So, um, yeah, this is new territory for all of us. This is our second live actually doing this. Um, and yeah, we're excited for the future of this. I mean, it's already growing pretty exponentially. I'm happy with the growth because it's real actual community members, right? Like we only have 72 or so people right now in the Discord, but those are all real people. Those are active members in the community.
It's not like having 23,000 people
Hmm.
on TikTok, but there's only 7 that actually engage and talk to you and DM you or come into your lives, right?
Right.
These 72 people came over and they're here, right? It's not a million people, but it's 72 real people. It's not just a number,
Hmm.
right? And people get hung up on these numbers, right? Like they really think that having 20,000 followers means you have 20,000 people who care about you and like you and want to get to know you and are interested in you. And the reality is, of 20,000 people, 19,980 of them only followed you because they believe that follow for follow builds their account. It's not a real genuine thing, but this is. So yeah, man, it's good. We have a podcast we're gonna be working on, and we're gonna have coming out, like an actual podcast. Like Aaron said, we do have the Discord, and we are on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube, that we do the lives on.
Do the
Um,
multi-stream thing. All
yeah,
the colors.
yeah, man, yeah, yeah. We should make that'd be a cool shirt. You have like the three, like the TikTok, the YouTube, Twitch, and Kick like logo and
Oh
like a
yeah.
flag.
It's all
That'd be a
on the
cool idea.
bench.
Gary, you still here? Yeah, Christopher, what's going on, brother? We're hanging out in Twitch. If you want to come over there, so we're hanging out in the chat over there at Twitch.
Where's Cat
Uh,
at? We have a demand for a cat showing up.
Kat should be here. She left at 10:40, and so figure she should be here in about 10 more minutes, if that. Christopher, what's going on, man? Christopher, meet Trip right above you. He's our new friend, our new community member. Um,
Oh, good night, Lisa.
Trip
I
Cat,
didn't even know you were in there.
who's here?
Lisa, she was over
Where?
on YouTube. She said
Lisa,
good night.
come over to Twitch. Everybody's hanging out in Twitch. We didn't even know you were in here.
I think she's leaving for the night. Yeah.
Don't
she
leave.
said
Come
good
hang
night.
out. You missed Eric. Eric was calling you out before, Lisa. Scroll up and read.
Oh yeah.
Eric was
He was
pulling
talking
his
about
usual.
how he was pissing you off.
Good times, man. Everybody has good times. Trip's a cat who they're talking about. That's my girlfriend. She pops on and says hello. Tonight she's supposed to come earlier and do her work, but she didn't. But we're real excited about this, guys. This is this is what it's all about, right? Trip's our first real new friend here, who we've been talking to and getting to know. And for a 30-year-old, dad at 2, he's got another kid coming in January. He's sober 6 months. He's clean. He's in recovery for 6 months. And his mind is so well beyond his years that he's got this shit figured out, right? He knows he wants to be the best dad he can be to his 8 and 5-year-old, and he wants to be the best dad he can be to his his new baby coming up. And that's commendable, man, because a lot of people your age don't have their shit together. And look, a lot of people think because I'm an addict, I'm in recovery, my shit isn't together. That's dog shit, right? You work and you're a parent and you're clean. That's success. And for a 30-year-old,
Lisa says she was ghosting. She's not, in capital letters, not happy with Eric, but she doesn't want to talk about it here. So.
Okay. Not going to make you, of course. But I didn't realize anything real had happened.
Yeah.
I thought it was the usual playful stuff.
Yeah, well, we will find out, I guess, or not.
Yup.
On the next episode.
Yeah. Tonight's topic is Eric.
Yeah.
I thought I lost in the hospital. Gave me my mother each a small stone. Feel like I weightlifted. What kind of stone, Christopher? Like from your dad or something? So Trip, Hopper down here. That's Christopher. He lost his dad about 6 weeks ago. He's one of our community members from our old page, and good dude. Like I said, lost his dad to a brain tumor about 6 weeks ago, maybe 8 weeks ago by now. Yeah, families bicker. Of course they do. They should, right? My sister and I argue a lot about my mom lately. What's going on with her. Actually, I see she has a bunch of text messages to me, but I'm not going to read them now because this is probably just going to piss me off. Oh no, Phoenix, don't worry about that. That's not happening tonight. I'll tell you right now that ain't happening tonight.
I'm glad to meet you too. Yeah, man. Like I said, just let us know. There's like a couple questions and stuff to go through, to do the Discord thing or whatever. But actually, I can approve people through my phone now. They fixed it.
Oh, let you know.
Yeah.
Oh, did they?
So yeah, that's actually a thing now. You can approve the members through the phone. But yeah, no, thank you for coming in tonight. It was really awesome to meet you too, and thank you for sharing your story with us and putting that out there. So we appreciate it.
Yeah, man, you appreciate you coming in and your words, that they hit, man. So good luck with everything. I know we'll talk again. Like I said, you ever need to talk, you need an ear, rock, a shoulder. DM any of us, hop on in. When I say any of us, I mean literally any of us. We're all here for the same thing. That's to be there for people. So, Carrie, you have a good night.
100%. And we'll be back on Friday too. So that'll be the next.
Yeah, Carrie, if you heard, it's Halloween live on Friday. Travis is here.
Little motherfucker.
Yeah. There you go, Spoon.
Have a good night, Carrie. I'll get with you about sending over some designs and stuff like that for what we were talking about.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Showing with the raccoon face. We should make an Eric shirt. Make an Eric shirt. It had like a raccoon with like a bent leg and a cane. That'd be funny. Sean, have a good night, brother.
Yes.
I was telling Eric for Halloween he should be an old man. He should get like a white wig, a white old beard. He's got the cane and just hop around with his cane on. Travis,
would be
man.
pretty
Travis,
great.
shoot us a follow in here too. First
Lisa
time on
says,
Twitch.
"Hey, little spoon."
Lisa, we got to get you on Twitch. Travis just made an account. Go make one and come hang out with us over there. I think Twitch is going to be the main.
It's just a website, and
Like,
yeah,
hangout.
it's most people are going to be active over there for sure. It's just, but yeah, Lisa, it's not an app. You don't have to download it or nothing like that. It's just a simple email and all that. I guess I'm gonna start following folks here. Yeah, I mean, might as well. There's a lot of good, content on Twitch. There's people that stream all kinds of stuff. It's it started as just like video games stuff, but there's a lot of people that do these kinds of things, like what we're doing.
Make sure you follow us.
That
That should be your first one. This is a good one tonight. I like how Twitch has the clock running to see how long you've been on for too.
I found something I thought I lost that the hospital gave me and my mother each a small stone. But oh, that's what you were reading earlier. Okay.
I'd have enjoyed. She thought she gave it to me. I'd rip it apart. At least you found it, man. At least you found it. At least you found it. Actually, we sent my good friend's girlfriend's dad just passed. We sent him those same memorial trees that we sent Christopher's dad. Christopher, you said that those plants that we sent you, the trees we sent you, you said that they do it in your neighborhood. I think that's what you told me. Because my buddy said that they just do it anywhere in America that needs trees, that it's not the actual neighborhood. So I don't know if it's the same thing or not, but just curious. So Phoenix gets to move in. If you guys don't remember, Phoenix is moving in on the 1st. She has a new place.
Oh, awesome.
So,
Congratulations,
yep.
Phoenix. And
Yep.
I'm really happy to hear that.
Yep. Good stuff happens to good people.
Chris wants
Christopher,
to
we're
come
not
up.
bringing it. Yeah, we're gonna be getting off in a few minutes anyway.
Mhm.
So maybe Friday night, Christopher. We're gonna do
Are
a
you moving in on Halloween? That's awesome.
One second. I just
Yeah, we already have gone pretty far past the time.
yeah, we'll give Kat 5 more minutes, then she'll have to. You guys can text her later or something.
Yeah.
That's
No, I
so
agree.
yeah, guys. So for Friday night, we'll do the Halloween stream. We'll be in
Yeah,
gear.
I think that'll
gotta
be
get
fun.
something fun. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think we'll leave Friday as kind of just a less
Speaking of,
serious, and
yeah,
I'll
hang
put a
out.
screen together that we can bring people up on video if they want. But like Dave said, you got to be in costume. That's gonna
Yep.
be the deal. If me and Dave are
No
gonna dress
costume,
up,
no talk.
you got to come up in costume.
Yep, no costume. You can't come up.
Yep.
Miss, we've been extending the live, waiting for you to say hello, Miss Cat. Your presence has been requested.
Can't wait to have a real kitchen, a dishwasher, and my own washer and dryer in the house.
You've extended the
That's
live,
awesome.
waiting for you.
Sounds like you
Because
got
everybody wants to see you.
a good place.
I'll explain that. Come and say hello, love.
It's the first time Cat's gonna be on YouTube and all that.
Yep. First time you're gonna be on multi-stream.
So for anyone that's in here that's not aware, or if you're watching this after the fact, Kat is Dave's girlfriend. She will come and grace us with her presence, usually right towards the end of the stream.
Uh-huh.
And we all love her here.
Likes to
She's
get
a part of the family. Hello. I don't think she can hear us because your headphones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Come close. Why are you on the screen? Come close to my face. I don't know. It's not showing her on the camera.
No.
Oh, you know why?
Yeah, we can see her.
You can see her.
Yeah.
Oh, because I only see me. Oh, there you are. There you are. Oh, it's delayed. Say hi. She's had a rough day.
Yeah. Sorry.
They
To
said
go deal
sorry.
with. Oh, thank you. I have to go deal with something for
Go,
Dominic for school.
go. We're getting off in a minute anyway. I realized it's delayed, so I was like, I didn't see her in the screen yet, so I thought it wasn't showing her.
See, my wife is amazing. He brings me food and stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So dinner time. Time for your time with Kat. Right.
Yep, perfect timing.
Yeah. Honestly. But yeah, no, it was a great live tonight.
Yeah, guys, appreciate everybody being here.
Mhm.
This was a good one, and they're gonna get better every night, especially us in costumes on Friday.
Lisa says Catalicious, and she wants to know if you gave her mail yet.
Oh, not yet. She just walked in, Lisa. I'll tell her, Kat. That's Lisa's package to you right there. That envelope. She said thank you, and she held her heart.
We love you
She's
guys
gonna
too.
open it.
We're so happy you guys
Guys,
come and hang out with us all the time. That's two
yes,
old men
yes.
just bickering on about old men wisdom, quote unquote.
Yeah, that's what you want to call it.
Yeah. Two old guys on a bench. I think that's what we're gonna call the podcast from now on. Two old guys on a
Yeah,
bench.
that's what we should have. Dude, we should have the bench with like two old people just sitting there,
Yeah,
with their
just
arms
two
out like
old
this.
guys all just hunched over, you know. They'll have the bowler caps on and the flannel jackets. Yeah.
No, we gotta wear the members only jackets, like
Yeah,
in
the
the
members
80s.
only. Yeah, that's it right there.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Go on, get
All
going.
right, guys. So, guys, so tomorrow night, guys, like I was saying, so when we're not on live, we might be in the live room like we've been hanging out in on the Tuesdays and Thursdays. But if we're not on, I told you guys, there are some nights Aaron and I are going to have back end stuff we have to do. If you guys want to start your own thing in that live room, have at it. That's what it's there for. You guys
Yeah.
can hang out, start your own chat and everything, and we'll jump in when we're done doing our stuff. But I don't want you guys to think that just because we're not on here that there's nowhere for you guys to be hanging out, because there is. You guys
that's
can
what
have
the
your
Discord's
own.
there for. And
Yeah.
a lot of times, like me and Dave, we go into like private rooms that you guys can't see that we're in there, but we're in there just talking and stuff, like doing back end things, But yeah, no, it's been a great night, and yeah, I hope everyone has a good night. We will see you guys Friday for Halloween. Apparently we're gonna dress up. We'll talk about that later, Dave.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Yes, sir.
but yeah, it was great. I'm gonna send you guys out with our music. Our
Guys,
opener
have a great
song.
night.
So yeah,
Love you guys, and we'll see you guys maybe tomorrow night in the chat, if not Wednesday or Friday.
Yeah.
All right. Love you guys. We'll see you guys later.
The alarm clock rings, another day begins, and you can feel the pressure creeping on your skin. The traffic in your head is moving way too fast. You're just trying to find a peace that lasts. Is the air you're breathing feeling thin? Is that old anxiety settling in? You force a smile, but you feel the weight of all the things you fear and all the things you hate. So come on down, find a little peace where the noise can't stop and the worrying cease. You can lay your burdens down, let your heart unclench. There's a seat here waiting at the open bench. It's a safe spot to rest, no need to pretend you're not alone. You can find a friend. Welcome to the open bench. It feels like a park on a quiet afternoon, underneath the branches of a sleeping silver moon. It's like an old-time chessboard sitting in the sun.